already?
It says it's starting. Started.
Jeez.
Yeah. I think we know this by now, eh? I'd like some tea, eh?
Hello.
Oh, fancy.
Whoa. Ah, very cool. I know this one.
Little Office Space going on here.
This is so funny.
How can it be better than the last one?
Oh my God! Ryan! This is perfect. Oh, wow. Stickler. That's the way I sit.
For raises. Looks like Douglas.
It does. It does. Dwayner.
Not a bad look, actually, for you. It's better than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, gross.
Stickler has some more drag than the kids in the hall.
Oh, man. Rybo always looks like a fish. Either a fat
there's
fish or a
Teddy.
skinny fish.
Oh, I was wondering who that was.
That's really well done. Way to go, Rod.
Nice job.
Welcome, guys. We had after a crazy set of circumstances, we ended our journey here at the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, known as the Winnipeggers, episode 88, Liquid Lunch, written by Dave. Great to see you guys. And we had a little bit of technical difficulties today, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of improv as we always do. But I think if you are watching this show to see technical, amazing special effects, CGI, and technology, you are in the wrong fucking place.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So Dave, you had a good run on the hill today, you said.
Yeah, I was out at Lake Louise, had a nice time. Good ride on the hill. Lots of snow. Go out as much as I can. Some skiers got in the way. I don't want to take over the show, but the skiing's got to stop. You know, I'm a snowboarder. We don't really jive together too well. You come out, you get in my way. Look out! Help!
That used to be a big thing though, was skiers versus snowboarders in like the early 2000s. There was a big division. It was like Sharks versus Jets, wasn't it?
They had some of the hills here in Canada were closed to snowboarders in the beginning of all that. I think Whistler was not a snowboard friendly hill. Yeah, that type of thing. So it's always been a problem.
Actually changed that at Whistler. Rosa Parks went down on a snowboard, and everything changed from there.
That's pretty good. Rybo doesn't know who that is.
I have
But...
no idea who that is.
Yeah. Loudness Halloween, Rybo.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great to have you guys with us. We love the family, as you know, as we slowly creep up to episode 88, slowly creep up to episode 100. We're going to have to do something fancy. Maybe we'll have a big announcement from these people. Dave, give us your thoughts on the as Tom Petty said, the waiting is the hardest part. As we anxiously anticipate the response from the corporation, Dave, how you been dealing with all this?
I try to think positive. I think about a lot of love and empathy for the corporation. I love them. I make love to them in my mind because of the feelings I have for them, and I have a lot of empathy for them for having to deal with us.
Yeah,
we call about 15 times a day. So you got it done deal, or you need a little more. Okay, take as long as you need.
I had a missed call. Is that you, corporation?
Yeah, I just want to sleep. If you want to lie to me, corporation, phone me. Just lie. I just need a good night's sleep. That's all. So you can lie.
Rybo, how you been dealing with the anticipation here?
Well, I've been talking with them daily. I'm working out some
Oh.
other side deals and stuff.
You got
Some
another
writing
group
stuff. They
text.
really like my commercials and stuff, so I might get a kind of a full-time gig anyway. So
It's
whatever.
interesting because I was wondering when I was looking at the upcoming season to see where everything's slotted, and I saw Rybo's commercials, and I thought, come on, what are the chances?
I know, eh?
What are the chances, right?
I was going to
Should
tell you,
never
I
have
can
given
still
that
do
up.
commercials for this. It's okay.
Oh, that's actually you are the Rybo, and said commercials are yours.
I'm not supposed to really disclose anything at this moment, but
Okay, well, listen, hey, if one of us makes it and the other two of us end up in a ditch, well, then, at least we got ahead somehow.
Yeah, at least we have a story. It'd be a very Sansom junior high story. Yeah, I didn't make it because of this or whatever. Just,
Episode 104, Rybo's betrayal.
yeah.
big ratings on that show. Big
Yeah, yeah.
ratings.
Speaking of great ratings, we got some huge ratings for our nickname. Was it nicknames, Dave, that did great
Yeah,
ratings?
nicknames did, I think, 8.7 or 7.8 right there. Just
And
a crazy number.
By that, he means 100,000, 8.700.
Yeah, what's a rating system? 7.8. It's up there for really big. It was the Laun bit, I think. They really just pulled everybody together.
Well, I mean, that's the great thing about it is you just never know what you're going to get on the show.
I've been looking so long at these pictures of Laun.
That's a new one at the end.
Oh, the double Laun.
Yeah.
Oh, look at it. The hair's short in one and fluffed up in the other. I love it.
Yeah.
That was pretty good special effect, man. That's not bad.
Thanks, man. Yeah, like I said, I had to improv here, holding the phone up to the camera.
Yeah,
But
you're getting good at that.
he's got it sticking in the camera, man. Okay, so here are nicknames. Got some great feedback from the family. We noticed. Listen, we really appreciate the regular contributors. If I was Michael Kiske to the second Halloween reference in 5 minutes, we really appreciate the regular responders. But if you guys are watching the show and you want to leave a comment thinking, "Oh, I'm not going to bother because we're never going to read it," trust me, we'll read it because we've got about 8 people that respond and comment on every show, and not a lot.
And the hell with them. They can just take off, okay?
Yeah, listen,
we want new people. No, we love the regulars.
All you loyal family members, it's time to fuck off. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. There we go.
We went from 8 to 0.
One of our favorites, Michelle Worrell, says, "What a great episode of Winnipeggers." Oh, she's got a story to tell. "Today I had a job interview over the phone, and I decided, being it was Thursday, I would wear my new Winnipegger shirt that I, of course, bought from Pro Wrestling Tees / Chris Jericho. Thank you. Very good quality.
Best quality.
Best
Nice.
quality.
Yeah.
Here we go. It helped me get my job because it gave me all the answers I needed to get the job. Since the subject is nicknames, my best friend Nick named me Michelle-LE because there were too many Michelles at work. I also got the nickname Shella from my friend John. Okay, well, there you go, because we asked you guys to give us a couple extra nicknames, which we did. There you go. Nice. It's even better. That worked out great. Also, our good friend Curtis Feist, who is a regular watcher of the show, said, "You forgot Cross-Eyed Kanitsky, Bill Kusky Gudzik, Gabe Halderson." We might have a Gabe update over the next week or two. Dooley, Rock Rumpel, Scott Nichols, Chester, aka Cheetos, and his girlfriend Carolyn Velveeta, Matthias, and of course Bogan. I don't think I ever had a nickname other than my last name, Feist. So that's a little contribution there from Curtis Feist of Winnipeg, one of our former, still current
former friends. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, let's dump one of our good friends. We should do a segment on that. We'll phone them and dump them.
Wow. We'll go episode 60, 70. What? Episode 107.
Yeah.
Witch Hunt.
No kidding. Your phone just keeps ringing on the show. What the fuck? Oh.
Witch Hunt riding through. Matt, and not to be confused with Matthias. Great episode, guys. I love watching your show in the evening. Makes me laugh a lot right before bed. Takes my mind off the real world. Also, I was called Chewy in school because I always had a pack of gum in my pocket and a piece in my mouth. Okay.
Smart.
So he wasn't
like
just
those
a really
ones.
hairy guy. Sure you weren't just really hairy guy?
Rustic Beauty says my nicknames are all in reference to my height at an impressive 5'0". I was called Midget and Hobbit, which I can confirm that short people are full of rage.
That's true.
So you can get the full picture. I had vibrant dyed red hair, listened to all the classic rock I memorized from my dad's collection, and wore all the leather I could find. Now I like to balance my playlist between some George Strait, Fozzy, and DSP. You have good energy and humor. I love the show.
Right on. Thank you. We love that you love the show.
Shano TV had the nickname Genghis, rhymes with my last name Kangas since high school. Today, more people know me as Genghis than my real name. Okay.
Well,
Michael Kindell says, more Dave's rants and more Winnipeggers. Great show as always. And he typed it in all caps.
wow. I guess he doesn't watch the show. All I do is rant. You want more rants. What's the guy's name again?
It was Michael Kindell.
Mike Campbell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Laura G says, hi, Winnipeggers. Love the show. Here's some nicknames I used to refer to people in high school, not to their face. Trip Nip for a guy who had 3 nipples. That's good.
Huh?
Wigwam, a teacher who clearly wore a wig, and bitch wax for a mean teacher. I myself am called Pixie. Here's some nicknames that came up for the 3 of you.
Oh, good.
Oh, well. Irv-Ass, Golden God. Needs no explanation. Rybo, Mellow Yellow, because he's the most laid back, sweet, and even-tempered member.
Ugh.
And Speewee, the bard, Dylan-esque poet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But you like her now, right?
Yeah. I didn't at first when she was referring to you guys as good things. I thought I was going to get some bad thing, but I'll take that.
All right, well, you kind of you consider yourself to be a little bit of a bard, don't you?
Sure. Yeah.
Speaking of which, why don't you give a plug to your new record that's coming up very soon, Dave?
Oh, right. Yeah, I have a single on April 20th, As Good as Our Shadows, and the full album will be released May 1st, Unknown Man, 2 years in the making, and it's all getting out there. It's all getting out there. I'm throwing all my personal stuff out there, my personal story, my dirt.
Now, this is Rybo is not on this record, or is he?
No, Rybo's not on this record.
Because I don't think I'm on it either.
No, you're not. No.
Okay.
You haven't been on anything in about 10 years. Waiting there for you, and something happened there. There was something left on the editing floor.
You edited me out. Yeah, you left me on the cutting room floor. My feature, as the kids say, my feature was left on the cutting room floor.
Now you got a gold record, and that's what I got to live with. I didn't like the way he was singing. I cut him.
All right, guys. Thank you for your feedback. As always, please leave all your comments on the show underneath here. Well, underneath Rybo, actually. There you go, down there.
Down.
And we can continue on. Dave, anything embarrassing happen, or you've kind of felt like you put your foot in your mouth over the last week or so?
There's a lot of things that I've done, and there's some stuff from the past too that's happened. So I could talk about that if you'd like.
Porkski, nah, nah. Porkski, nah. He always makes the wrong decision.
That's one of my favorite songs now. I don't know.
I know.
The best you can hear, though, the room noise.
Yeah. You don't need to hear the instruments in that song. That's what's nice.
Yeah.
It's like
your voice is your instrument, Dave.
Pet
That's
sounds, vocals only. Yeah.
As a bard, you should know that.
Yeah. I got a story for you that goes back. I could talk about a skiing one, but I think I'll do this one instead. I was you guys remember the Pollock and Pollock show, VPW Channel 11. It was a cable access channel. Made no sense. It was
right here on our show, yeah.
Sure. And Natalie Pollock was like the star of her little family and friends, and they were kind of these freaky people. It made no sense, guys. No sense. And it was just she was wear a black tight black dress, and she was a little bit plumpy or whatever.
Big boobs.
Yeah, big chest on her. And she would just kind of swirl around on the ground and kind of jazzercise, and then there'd be some music, and then her brother would watch, and it was just weird. Like, it made zero sense. So in high school, I was pretending I was her, and I was in front of a couple of the girls I knew, and I was on the ground, and I was like this, and I just said, "Look, this is my Natalie Pollock," and I was like, I can't do it because I don't have much room here, but I was in the fetal position, just swirling around, a little jazzercise type thing, and Mr. Ladyman, my English teacher, walked into the room, and I had no idea, and I'm just in there like going, "Whoa," and I'm just this type of thing, and so little embarrassing moment I just thought I'd share. Porkski.
I mentioned this earlier. I had a gummy and went to LAX, and I got let off on the wrong terminal. I had to run to the terminal behind me, and I was freaking out. And I had to run, and it was one of those ones where I thought I got dropped off at the wrong terminal, but I had to run to check into this other terminal, take a bus to go back to the exact same terminal I was just at. But I made it to the plane, and I bought a turkey sandwich. I was really excited to eat my turkey sandwich, and I was in a pissed off mood. And I sat down aloofly in my seat, and some chick sat beside me, and I was sitting there all angry. And I opened up my turkey sandwich, and it's one of those plastic things where you open it up and it does a little thing, a little shot, like a little movement, and the turkey sandwich slipped out of my grasp and opened up, and all this stuff went everywhere. And the chick beside me was laughing, and I was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was looking forward to my sandwich. What are you laughing at? And she kept laughing and snickering as I was picking up my turkey off the dirty floor. And I did really enjoy the sandwich.
Still eat it, yeah.
And when I woke up, we were in Tampa at that point, 5-hour flight, and I was like, "Was that real? Did I really like?" And I look on the floor, and you can see like turkey and lettuce, and so.
Well, at least you weren't pretending you were a middle-aged, jazzercise woman in a full spandex skirt.
I want my sandwich.
Well, that's true. I have a bit of a Porkski moment
Got
myself.
one, Rybo?
Oh, a trifecta.
Yeah, my son's, I think, 8th birthday. We're at Sky Zone, which is like a trampoline park, right? We're all jumping on trampolines. So you get like an hour to jump, and then you had to, you eat the cake after and stuff like that. So there's this like parkour little thing where my not little, I was very tall actually, and my 14-year-old nephew, who's like 7 feet tall, he's a giant, and he did this thing. You just run up it. He just runs up it and grabs and goes up. We had 1 minute left. It was like 1:59. We're done jumping at 2, and I'm like, I'll just try this parkour thing. So I run up, don't make it to the top, fall down. It's kind of like a half pipe sort of thing. So I kind of try to land flat, and my ankle just goes like,
no.
And I kind of rolled, and it was bad, man.
Dude.
Bad.
Did sweatpants fall down? Porkski sweatpants fall down. Everyone points and laughs.
Everyone's like, da-da-da. Porkski.
Always make the wrong decision. So did you break your ankle?
I didn't break it, but I strained it or sprained it. I was off work for like a couple of weeks, and like I woke up it was pretty bad. I woke up the next day, and I was like, I got to go to work. And I was like trying to I couldn't even put like my sock on because it hurts, and my Tanis is just like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm going to work." It's like, "You can't even stand. What are you trying to do?" I'm like, maybe I better call in.
Well, that's the famous thing. They say it's better if you break your ankle than if you sprain it.
Yeah.
So for everybody watching, that's a little bit of medical advice from the fine professionals here on the Winnipeggers.
Yeah. But make sure you break it. Go all the way.
If you do sprain it or strain it, don't then break it after, because it's still sprained.
Right.
Yeah.
And also too, Rybo, don't break the oath.
Don't break the oath. There we go.
Is that another Halloween reference?
That's actually Merciful Fate. So we're on a tear today. Speaking of Merciful Fate and death and dying, great sponsor this week. It's a great funeral parlor in Winnipeg.
It is.
Don't recall the name of it.
It's Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home. They're a little bit different. They're a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Thought you had fun at the trampoline park.
I know these guys are a blast.
Just wait till you go to Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home, this week's sponsor of the Winnipeggers.
Tired of the same old traditional, depressing, morose, often heavy and boring funerals? Looking for something different? Well, next time someone dies, bring their corpse to Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home. We've got rides, slides, jugglers, mimes, balloon animals, sword swallowers, and an arcade, and a real live petting zoo. We don't have morticians, we have magicians. Now you see him, now you don't. Watch him saw some body right in half to the astonishment of your family and friends. Our funeral conductor and mascot, Rusty the Clown, delivers each service with his signature off-the-wall and often hilarious zany shenanigans that'll keep you laughing and coming back for more. Spend some time on the midway and play games, win prizes, or simply enjoy some cotton candy or a tub of popcorn popped in-house at our Colonel's Canteen and Snack Bar. If you don't hear kernels popping throughout your loved one's eulogy, then you must be at one of those boring funeral homes. So come to Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home instead. We put the fun in funeral home.
That's great.
Oh, that was that was great. Oh my goodness, that was funny.
I had the one line, we put the fun in funeral home, and that's all
And
I
then it
needed.
went from there.
My favorite was the stupid hearse with the clowns. Is we bring life to your party. Oh my gosh! Usually I get a chance to watch this stuff before, and I've been in 3 states in one day. Just so you guys know, not that anybody cares. So that's literally the first time I've seen that. That was fucking hilarious. I like how Rybo sets off. It's the same music, and are you something? Are you tired of whatever? And then here comes the litany of terms. Boom, boom, boom. We got this and that and this and that. Oh, that was good, Rybo. I can see why you got your own spinoff and why you're going to leave us in the dust.
I know. I've been working hard for the other corporation. They got some golden gods over there, let me tell you.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be a half a season Roper's deal.
It's going to be the Martin Short show where it gets canceled after 2 episodes.
The Alan Thicke talk show.
Bad spinoffs. We already did that one. That's episode 43.
There you go. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh, good
so
job.
many
Thanks to Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home. We're talking about today. Liquid lunches. We're 20 minutes in. We're really on a roll today. Great guest to tell us about her experiences with liquid lunch. Here she is, Snarky Nana.
When I heard that the Winnipeggers wanted to know if Nana had ever had a liquid lunch, my first thought was, what the fuck is a Winnipegger? But after some Googling, I found that apparently I've had my head up my ass for these past couple of years. But really, bitch, please, I invented the liquid lunch. So listen, Speewee, Rybo, Irv-Ass, this one's for you. Cheers.
My gosh.
And you all thought this was always coffee in my mug.
Oh my God.
Snarky Nana.
Snarky Nana, much better than Gaddis Candace and cheaper too. I liked her. She was good.
Yeah, that was great. I don't have a clue who she is.
Well, I don't either.
Nobody.
Oh,
I was just looking through and I saw Snarky Nana and I was like, well, Nana obviously is something that's near and dear. That's what we used to call your grandmother was Nana.
That's right. And I think she used to have liquid lunches as well, actually.
Same coffee mug full of JD.
Maybe not that much, but
yeah, she really poured herself quite a drink there.
That was quite a pull.
Yeah.
That was quite a bolt. A slug. That's a
slug.
That looked like lunch and dinner.
So liquid lunch, and for those of you who might not know, is exactly what it sounds like Snarky Nana said. You would, I guess, possibly in high school or during the day. It's basically day drinking, what we call it now.
Yeah.
But you would drink instead of eating lunch. So, Dave, you wrote this. So, kind of kick it off on what liquid lunch means to you.
Well, I have a few stories. I mean, what it means, the traditional sense of it is when you're in school, you'd go home in your spare, or you'd go visit your friends and you'd get together and you'd have an afternoon hour of how much you can drink, and then you go back to class. That's kind of how it was. But I was kind of in and out of the cool group. I was for everybody. I wasn't just stuck in one group. So my first liquid lunch experience was with my curling buddies, and they're.
Those guys were party animals.
And we weren't allowed to go to anybody's home. My parents didn't want them in. The other kids we couldn't go visit. So we went behind the church across from 7-Eleven, and we drank some brown cows. We had brought milk with us, and we drank brown cows, and we're sipping them. And then we had to go curl. That was because you got a credit for doing stuff like that. It was like band, curling, whatever. So we went to go curl at the school, and we were so loaded. And Bad Breath Brady, you know the slider? Yeah. You know the slider that you have to put on your foot? That's how it was for curling. It's like it makes you slide. So he's sliding around. He's been eating chocolate. He's got chocolate all over his face, like dripping off his freaking chin. It looked like a horror scene. And then he just starts throwing up all over the ice, projectiling. So it was like, oh, this is great. Then we ended up leaving class, and Paul Mei, who was in the class, this true story, is wearing his slider, walking down the hallways going into class. It's like, dude, you're so loaded. You've got that stupid thing on, which was just this cheesy little thing that makes you slide on the ice. But I still remember Bad Breath Brady. It was the only time I didn't smell his bad breath. All I smelled was puke and chocolate.
Oh, great.
Right out of a horror scene.
It actually improved his breath.
Yeah, it improved. It was the best his breath ever smelled.
Now, was Bad Breath Brady, is that a pseudonym for you, Dave?
No, not at all.
'Cause
I
wasn't
have
aware-
one about me too. Believe me, I have.
I wasn't aware that Bad Breath Brady was. I thought he was just kind of a snuffleupagus guy that just kind of came.
Oh, how's it going with Gretzky? You guys still chatting all the time, or?
Don't get me started on this, man. You think Pictures of Laun was bad? Wait until I get started on that one.
I love how you pronounced it mulk.
Oh, did I?
We had some milk.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time pronouncing stuff. I think I had a stroke or something. Lately, I've noticed that. I've been.
That's a Winnipeg thing. A lot of people say Malk with an A, M-A-L-K, Malk, like Malcolm Young. I drank some Malk with Malcolm Young. It's milk.
What do you say when it's Tuesday? Is it Tuesday to you guys or Tuesday?
Tuesday. No, two, not Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah, two, not chew.
Oh, okay. Because I get in this argument with the people upstairs all the time. Anytime I say Tuesday, the kid goes, "It's Tuesday," and then she goes, "It's Tuesday," and I thought, well, you guys are like. Maybe I thought they were from Ontario. It's different there. They're not even from Ontario. I don't even know.
Are you actually saying Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Well, how would you get that if it's a
that's the way I've been learnt in school.
All right. Well, we're getting off topic.
You do pronounce.
Did you have a liquid lunch today?
Yes. Yes, I actually did. I did. I got 3 hair of the dogs at the hill. Okay, I drink every day.
What were you gonna say?
I'm gonna have one tomorrow, which is Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday in February.
Yeah.
Okay, Rybo, you got a liquid lunch for us?
The first liquid lunch I ever had was in grade 3, actually. My friend Andrew Goulet and I, we go to his house for lunch, and we'd make like some Lipton soup or something like that.
Nice.
We'd always, we cut up a little, some fine carrots, and we'd throw that in there. We were really, we were starting to learn how to cook, in grade 3. And he had a parrot in his house, and he would also we'd
This is me.
What is this? Is this
This show is so fake.
this is a serious
is this
story.
episode 89 Drug Dreams?
And then I spilt my turkey sandwich. I
want my sandwich.
So he had a parrot in the house, and we'd go home.
You played chess with him?
Hey, would you? Yeah.
Sorry.
So you'd have to you close the blinds and everything like that. You close all the windows, all the blinds, and we'd let him out, and he'd fly around and stuff like that. I always thought that was kind of fun. So we do that for eat our Lipton soup. And one time we were there, and his mom had in the fridge one of those boxes of Hochtaler wine.
Oh,
and we're like, hey, should we drink some of this? So we each had like a glass or like a little sippy cup or whatever the hell we were drinking out of at that point. And we had one of those, and we went back to class, and I remember we were telling everybody about it because we felt like we were so bad. And we're like, we drank at lunch. We had some wine. And I remember Barb Stewart. She's like, oh, I hate people who drink. Well, we're grade 3. Who do you know who drinks? Maybe maybe she had a bad.
She had a point, I think. Yeah.
But I always thought we were going to get caught because the mom would come home and the parrot would say, don't tell my mom we're drinking the wine. Don't tell my mom we're drinking the wine.
Every time we came home, the parrot went, they just drank Hochtaler. They just drank Hochtaler. His name is Ryan Ahoff from Trinwell Bay.
That's so funny, man. Drugs, booze. Drugs, booze.
Oh,
man, those parrots live so long. That thing's still telling that story.
Good point. Yeah, they live to be like 150 or something, 200 years old or something.
Yeah,
no,
I'm not a bird guy at all.
I believe we did a show earlier, house parties, right?
Sure, probably.
Yeah. So anyway, the crazy house party that I had, which we probably talked about, where the guy was eating my own ice cream and all that other stuff, that started earlier the day when we went to my house for the only liquid lunch I ever had in high school, which we went home, had the liquid lunch, and I remember like I was getting really rammy afterwards, like you're just like, oh God, good. And there was like some kind of an election that was going on. And they have the election billboards in the front lawn. And then we ain't talking about pictures of the lawn. I walked from my house on Wordsworth to Westwood, which was probably about, I don't know, it wasn't long, 10 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. And I decided I want to see how many of these signs I can take out. So I was just marching right through them and just busting them like boom. And then it would stick there. And then boom, and the next one, and boom, and the next one. Ended up with like 12 signs walking, just boom, boom, boom. And then I get into school, and there was this nerdy little teacher, and I can't remember, he was only there for one 1 year. It was like Squeaker Skrennick's dad or something like that. little nerdy guy. Wait, when we do the Goose show, we'll tell the story about So I remember we were there, and the guy was like, because we were walking down the hallway screaming and yelling or whatever. And I mean, it's not the best story, but just thinking about how things were then compared to now, walking down the hallway and the teacher's like, "Hey, you keep it down." I was like, "Fuck you, nerd." He kind of went back in his room, and I'm like, I don't know if you could get away with that more nowadays or less.
Were you on a gummy again?
No, I was. No, and this is back into now. I got it down to a science where you just drink the GG. Of course, you know about the Fought Cobb Fellowship of the Crown, but back then you would just drink whatever you could find.
Yeah, mix. You called it, and you just mix a bunch of booze in there. And
episode 97 shit mix. So you would just take like a sip of gin and a sip of vodka and a sip of Southern Comfort or whatever it has. So you were just fucking out of it, man.
Yeah, man.
So I remember saying "fuck you, nerd" and thinking like, what am I doing? Not even caring because I'm drunk at school and it's like we got a party tonight. It's like,
and how old were you? 15, 16?
No, 17. It was
17?
grade 12.
That's so funny, man.
I waited.
I wish I could remember who that teacher was. That's funny.
And you're wearing a bunch of signs.
Yeah, I had signs. Fuck you, nerd.
He's out there wasted in the hallway. I'm doing Natalie Pollock for Mr. Ladyman. Think about that.
Yeah, Mr. Ladyman.
I'm still trying to get a laugh out of that one.
Yeah.
Listen, if you can't get a laugh out of the last name Ladyman, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He was from Taiwan as well. He was not from Taiwan. That's a yoke. Dave, you got another liquid lunch on you?
I have one. I got a couple. I got one. I got to tell you this one in case we run out of time. I went to Red River College with this guy named Jamie, who we nicknamed the Baron because he looked like the Claw, the Baron, and he had a heavy lisp, and he was so funny, man. It was a 10-month course, and he on his 4th year, he still wasn't passing it. He's just partied all the time. So we went to Bumpers. It was pretty close to Red River, right? So we went to Bumpers and we had a liquid lunch, and then we had to go back to this theater and we had to present something that was important to us. Like I remember somebody who's your idol or whatever, kind of thing in front of a full theater with slides and everything. So I remember this one weird guy just did something on the Loch Ness Monster. He just hit play on a VHS player, and the video just played some old show, and he stood next to it. Like, this is the kind of preparation, right? I went up, I did a great one on Neil Young, okay? But the Baron, he's so drunk, okay? He was doing shooters at Bumpers, and he's now got a big gulp. He picked up a bottle of booze. He's poured a 2.6 of rum in a big gulp, 7-Eleven, the big thing, and he's drinking it. And he's just walking up to me and Winger and all the guys, and he's just like, "Oh, I can't wait to do this. It's gonna be so great." And I'm like, "Dude, you're fucking loaded. Like, you're so loaded because we're pretty good. We even back then." We weren't like 17. We were, 25 or something, so 24. So we were still mature drinkers. Like, I had a couple drinks. That's it, right? I did a great presentation. I got an A+. This guy, he stands up on the podium. He's going to do it on Jim Morrison. He's dressed up, looks like a golfer. He looked like Ben Hogan from 1960 or something. This is what he wears to do on Jim Morrison, and he stands up, and all of us are like just going, "Holy shit, look how drunk he is. I can't even believe he's going up there." And he starts laughing. He can't even get a word in, and then he just goes, "To me, Jim Morrison was a god." And all of us just fall over. Teachers are talking to us like we're in grade 11. "You kids keep it down." Like it's like kids. We pay $3,000 each to take this stupid course. But it was just so perfect, man, to watch him and us just going, "Holy crap, he's crazy." And Fellows was in our class too, and Fellows is like, "Oh, look at him, he's gonna go, he's gonna pop. I'm like, he's crazy. It was just
Jim Morrison was a god.
Yeah, to me, Jim Morrison was a god. And then we just are falling over each other laughing.
Well, I think if you're going to do a presentation on Jim Morrison, you should probably be hammered.
Well, that's what he tried to say as he was getting. That was the first year he got expelled from the school, and that's what his story was to them. Yeah, and he should have ratted them. Should have ratted us.
Pee on the crowd.
Isn't that what Jim Morrison did?
That's such a Winnipeg term, rat. I've said that a few times. No one knows what I'm talking about. Do you guys know what rat means out there?
Yeah.
We're not talking about the Round and Round band.
Is that what rat with 2 T's is?
I think it's 1 stick and 2 balls, actually.
Well, that's a cliffhanger. You guys tell us what you think a rat is, and we'll
Yeah.
tell you next week, or in 2 weeks. Once we
Poor
read your
Stacy.
And then we'll tell you what a flying squirrel is after
Stacy's
that.
got to write the creative rat.
Rybo, go ahead. You got to say anything else?
Okay, well, in grade 12, we used to have like, I don't remember how the schooling works because it was so long ago, but there used to be like school days, like 6 days or whatever, right? So it would rotate or whatever it was. So on
like day 1, day 2.
Yes,
whatever,
exactly, right. So on one of the days, myself and Al Chunky Campbell, Jay Fast, Kevin Rumpel, Moffat, Mike Place, guy Jeff Peters, who we call Dog Man, a little bit more nicknames.
I love how you never get their names wrong. You're just burning all these people on the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll change the name just to protect them. You just make sure you got it completely. Social insurance number, middle names, everything.
Robert's like Teddy Irving with the Rangers. He's got a nickname for everybody in high school.
That's right.
Dog
And if
Man,
not, I'll make one up.
Anyway, continue. I love it. Sorry.
So Fart Man.
Yeah.
Fart Man.
I don't. Yeah, you say you. Okay, forget it. Anyway,
Sorry,
so
Robert.
Dog Man, who looked like a dog,
Dog Man.
wasn't one of those ironic names where he didn't look like a dog. Anyway, we would always have this one school day where we'd get a spare, then we'd have lunch, and then we'd have another spare, and then we'd have Mr. Kobach's art class.
Oh yeah,
to end the day.
Class,
so it was just like we'd always have liquid lunches on those days.
Oh yeah.
And I remember this one time, I don't think we ever got too crazy, but it was one of those classes where you could do anything. You could just like leave the class and run around. He like didn't really have much of an order to the whole chaos. Care. It was chaos.
Everyone got an A.
Yeah, pretty much. Whatever you wanted, he'd ask you what you wanted, and you said,
"What do you think you deserve?"
I'll take an A.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
That's such a good.
So we used to always go we go to my friend Al's place or Mike Place's place, and we'd eat popcorn or whatever. But every time we go to Al's, we call it Al's Diner. We'd say, "Hey, we're at Al's Diner. Hey, what's that Al's Diner today?" And we'd eat popcorn for lunch or something like that, and have a bunch of drinks. So this one time we were supposed to draw something. Like, he's like, "Oh, you could draw a cityscape or something like that." And so I drew the cityscape with 50 different buildings in the city, and I wanted to make them all say Al's Diner on them, but I was kind of drunk, and I put Al's Dinner on all of them. So like 50 buildings that all said Al's Dinner on it.
Hashtag sorry, Chad.
Yeah, sorry, spelled that wrong. And I still
Laun
got an A. I still
jokes.
got an A.
Because that's what you thought you deserved.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, okay. So my last one is getting out of high school, and a liquid lunch that fans of my work might remember. When I was in WCW in the 90s, every spring break, we used to do this show at Club La Vila. Now, Club La Vila was the fucking nightclub for spring break. Everybody from all across the states would go there. And it was like any spring break movie that you see was this. Chicks in bikinis, dudes, no shirts, hot rods, drinking, flashing, whatever. And so we would have
ratting.
We would have our show at Club La Vila, which is I think it might have just closed during COVID. It was the biggest nightclub in America, and in the ring would be in the middle of the swimming pool. And there'd be like a little platform that we'd walk out to, and we'd actually wrestle them. And it'd be surrounded because WCW was super popular at the time, especially with college kids, surrounded by college kids and going absolutely freaking crazy. So
twerking.
Yeah, this is pre-twerking, pre-cell phones, just denim jeans pulled up to here with a belt, and so we were. You would get there early at like 2:00, and it's like, well, I remember the first year I was on my best behavior because I just started. Second year, things were unraveling. There was no rules. It was insane. So we went out onto the beach at about 2:00 just to see what was going on, and then it ended up in a beach volleyball game with the Hawaiian Tropic girls, the actual Hawaiian Tropic. They were all wearing red bikinis or whatever, and it was just like, dude, I mean, how much fun do you need to have? It's a beach, spring break, a beach volleyball game tournament series with the I was gonna say the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That'd be even better with the Hawaiian Tropic Girls. So, dude, you want a drink? Fucking hey, I want a drink. It's 3:00. The show doesn't start till 8. Next thing you know, it's 7:00 and the show doesn't start till 8, and everyone's absolutely loaded. We are fucking off our rockers. And you're like, oh my God, like I gotta go on national TV. And this show draws like 1 million people. And it was just like, what am I gonna do? You know, and of course, this is like, you know, this is the perfect thing. Like, what are you guys doing? We got a show. Oh, we'll come to your show. Let's hang out after. It's like, yes, we'll hang out after, and we'll do this, we'll do that. And it's like, wake up, I gotta wrestle. Ice in the face. So I go out and like I've never wrestled drunk, but this was the closest. But the best part of all was everybody was drunk because everyone had the same ideas as me. And I'm not going to say who I wrestled, but I wrestled a guy and we had a good match. And afterwards, I got through and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. Like, I can't believe, I hope I fooled everybody, whatever. But the top guys at the time were called the NWO. And it was Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, who recently passed away just over the last few days. Rest in peace, Scott Hall. Cheers to Scott Hall. Good brother. There you go. One of the best wrestlers of all time and just completely off his rocker. So I was like, I hope nobody realizes that I was kind of drunk for this match. Didn't have to worry because Hall and Nash were supposed to do a promo segment, which means an interview. And they were like, they were so fucked up. They went, fuck, we're going in the middle of the ring. And they were wearing Hawaiian shirts and Hawaiian shorts. And instead of whatever their promo was supposed to be, they just basically said to themselves, fuck it. And they climbed up onto the ring posts and they said, who wants to see us do a cannonball? This is live TV.
That's awesome.
So Hall and Nash. And they were like, cannonball. And whatever they were supposed to do for the show, they fucking threw it up the window and literally did a drunken cannonball in the middle of the pool at Club La Vila on national TV. And that was the end of the segment. I remember everyone backstage was like, weren't they supposed to have a match? No, they just did a cannonball. And it was like, all right, next segment.
Nice.
The ultimate liquid lunch.
That's a great story.
Yeah, and you can find it probably online. And that's a little bit of secret information for all of you wrestling fans here on the Winnipeggers, or Liquid Lunch fans, or Club La Vila fans.
Yes.
Great stuff, guys. We really always love talking to you. We could probably tell a lot more Liquid Lunch stories. Here's the drinking game for Winnipeggers. Let's do a part 2.
Yeah.
Which we never do.
Soon we'll be doing lots of part 2s.
Yeah.
But we love the family. Keep writing us and saying stuff with words. Use words and put them together. Sentences.
Use words and phrases. Thank you guys for being here. Like we said, please leave your comments and thoughts. And if you know what a rat is, tell us underneath, and we'll read your explanations in a couple weeks. Thanks to Rod Stickler for an amazing intro. As always, he's always on the ball. Does some great work there. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Rod.
Thanks to Wheeler's Wacky Funeral Home, putting the fun in funeral. And of course, thanks to Snarky Nana, who had the ultimate quote of the show. What the fuck are Winnipeggers?
Yeah.
And
Jim Morrison was a god.
Jim Morrison was God. Next week, we got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about the first songs we ever jammed. Dave might have a rant. We might have an update on Gabe. Lots of great stuff coming up. So we will see you next week right here on the Winnipeggers.
On whatever the fuck the Winnipeggers are.
Yeah. What channel?
See you guys.
See ya.